Hello, everyone. I'm Frank Jernigan, and this is the weekly meeting of the Phrancko Sweater Knitters. We're starting a little late today, but that's okay, I guess. I hope everybody excuses me. I was away and rushing to get home, and here we are. So, hi, Sandra.
Hi.
Hi, Jenny.
Hello, everyone.
Hi, Sumner.
Hi.
Hi, Wally.
Hi, everyone.
Hi, Maggie.
Hi, everybody.
Hi, Cindy.
Hi, Frank.
Hi, Serena.
Hello.
Well, now I'll just need to relax because I just got all nervous trying to get home in time.
We got this, Frank. It's nice to have you at your own.
I'll turn it over to you all.
I didn't think knitting was supposed to be stressful, right?
Yeah, no.
That's right. That's right.
So this is news for the recording. Anyone listening, Suzanne Bryan on her Ravelry page has a sale, 50% off all patterns, even including the eye tags, which are honestly knitting lessons, full stop.
Absolutely.
Company with all of the videos that are attached with them. That's her Starry Night socks. That's the eye tag cardigan. That's the it's just go buy stuff. You'll be glad you did.
I followed that ITAG cardigan. ITAG stands for It Takes a Guild. And I was amazed how much there was to learn and how she covered it and led you through every step of designing and first measuring for and then designing and figuring out what you're going to do. It was amazing.
Yeah.
So I highly recommend that or anything by Suzanne.
And for $12.50, that's like a professional knitting instruction that you would take a class for $100, $200 over.
Absolutely. It's at least worth it.
Gotta do it.
Class. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Can't say enough about it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, pretty cool. I thought that people would get a kick out of it because I know we have a lot of internet people who watch the video.
Yes.
And it's for the whole month of October.
Oh, terrific.
Oh, that's a great deal.
Yeah.
Thank you for telling us about it, Sumner. That's wonderful.
Yeah.
Glad to spread the word.
Yeah.
Now Maggie needs to show her sweater again.
Yeah, show your sweater again.
Yeah.
Here's my Franco. So I'm getting there.
Maybe that.
Oh, wow. Look at that.
Oh, I thought it was done. It's not quite. Maybe about 4 more inches down here. I have to try it on again to make sure about the length.
Yes.
But very good.
Beautiful. Good for
Thank
you.
you.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Great.
Lovely color. And then the other sweater that she had on, I had also commented on.
My Heidi Kirrmaier sweater.
Special little
the eyelet.
Yeah,
the eyelet makes an increase.
And then around the neckline too. It's just lovely.
I really like that neckline. It's pretty.
Thanks. Then the eyelets are in the front, so then you can tell the front from the back. That's very good too.
Oh, all right.
That's
good
a
idea.
help. That really is.
And who is the designer?
Heidi Kirrmaier. I think she's a Canadian lady.
Okay.
There's a lady here who test knits for her. So that's interesting.
Nice.
Yeah, that's fun.
Thank you, Maggie.
I found a little piece of knitting trivia that just blew my mind. So funny. So the I in I cord.
Oh, yeah.
Do we know what it stands for?
Idiot.
It isn't.
Isn't that amazing?
It's not internet.
I had no idea. It stands for idiot.
Yeah.
You're kidding.
No,
Yes,
isn't that
idiot.
amazing?
You're joking.
I am not joking. It stands for idiot cord.
I think you're making that up.
Oh,
No.
Family Bush. No.
No.
It does. And I was watching a Suzanne Bryan video on YouTube. Okay, you're kidding me, right? And I'm like, no way. Yep, there it is.
I never would have thought that.
I think that's an Elizabeth Zimmerman thing.
Yeah, she called it an idiot knot.
Yeah.
Yeah, so funny.
That's funny.
I love stuff like that. It just kills me. And then Serena, you took the professional, so you're like a professional knitter.
Yes.
And then, so
I try to be anyway.
Well, no, well, you're a damn good knitter for the very least. So no one ever really tells you, like, so if you're knitting for a yarn company, have you ever done that?
Yes.
I'm hoping that the pay would be okay because it can't be piecework, is it? It's piecework, right?
Well, I don't know what you mean by piecework, but yet Barocco's who I work for and regularly, and they pay, I think, quite well as long as I don't mess it up and have to frog it and redo it.
Okay, right, because you're always doing it on a deadline, right?
Yes, in fact, I have one right now that I haven't quite started yet, but it's due November 15th.
Oh, wow.
And as long as I am careful, pay attention, and do it from start to finish without having to redo it, then I am making good money off of it.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good. That's good to know.
Yeah.
I love Barocco yarn, and it's also affordable.
Yeah, me too.
Like some hand-dyed yarns.
Yeah, this is a hand dyed. Oh, I think that's almost what it looks like.
This is the Ultra DK, and
oh no,
it's Barocco. Yeah.
Yeah, this is a hand dyed yarn that they're supposed to be coming out with, and it is kind of a teal color like that.
Oh, is that right? Oh.
Yeah, let me see if I can find it, and I'll show you my swatch, which you'll appreciate.
This is called Kale.
This is Barocco Ultra Alpaca. This is the one that's on deck for your hoodie, Frank.
Oh,
love this.
That's great.
Yeah, love it. What a great, it's a light loft. It make it beautiful. So anyway, that's what your hoodie's going to be.
I can't wait. I've been waiting a year, you know.
I know. I finished my hat.
Go single there.
I finished
So
my
you
hat.
can wait. You can wait.
I guess I can if I have to.
So you recognize this.
So go ahead.
This is the
See, I
down.
did what Frank does.
100% yak down.
Ooh,
Nice. That's nice.
Someone gave it to me. I wasn't going to pay that price for it. But yeah, it's a beautiful hat. I love it.
Oh, that is
very nice.
And which pattern was that, Sumner?
Just a folded hat pattern from Ravelry. I think it's called the folded hat. It's nothing fancy.
Okay.
Oh, so let's see, Serena.
Yeah, I did Frank's method.
Oh, how nice.
So I
That's a
didn't
pretty
have
color.
to. I didn't have to knit a whole rectangle. So I did Frank's method of binding off.
Nice.
But I did do a regular swatch too. So
Oh, that's beautiful stuff.
Yeah.
Why did you do two different size needles?
yeah. This was the recommended needle, US 8, which I can't get gauge. So I had to do it 2 more times to get gauge. So I'm pretty close, but they have to approve my swatch before I can start the sweater.
Oh.
And it's the weekend, so they probably aren't working. But it's very pretty.
What fiber is that?
A video
yarn?
of it?
I don't know what fiber this is.
Oh, they
Cindy.
didn't say. Okay.
No,
They
it
didn't say.
came to me with no labels. So
Oh,
I have
okay.
no clue, but
Interesting.
I don't feel it's 100% wool, but if it is, it does feel a little different than 100% wool because I think of the dye. but I figured the dye might be impacting it a little bit. And then plus, because my edges won't flatten out when I blocked it. See, they're still curling under. So that makes me wonder.
Got some acrylic in it.
Yeah, it might, but I never have got that information. I usually do, but it doesn't really matter. I still got to get gauge.
How do you send your information about your swatch? Is it with photos or?
Yeah, photos in a ruler.
They're not going to complain that you didn't do that other quarter of the swatch.
Probably not. They just want me to get gauge,
I see.
And every now and then I'll do a little video so they can see the drape. And then I just send them photos and once a week. They usually use a collaboration app called Trello. So when they do, I guess, a whole spring line or a whole fall line, and they have like a bunch of people knitting and crocheting at the same time, they use that. But this must be just a random knit that they need in between times, because I'm just collaborating with the designer directly.
Oh, okay. That's really interesting.
That is really interesting. And I knew you would know. So the question came up and I'm like, I'm going to ask Serena when
Yeah, it's fun playing with all this yarn, and then when I make it and I can just send it all back and I don't have to fill up my spaces with things I've knitted that I may never wear. You know how that goes. So
well, thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay. I'm ready to jump off into my Phrancko sweater, the long
how exciting.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So,
yay.
And no laughter. Okay. So I got the shoulders done. And Sumner, I used on Cindy, I used the dental floss method for counting all my rows because I had to do 31 rows here for my shoulders. And then I've started the shoulder shaping. Well, I've gotten into that, and now I am where I'm going to be shoulder shaping and sleeve shaping and neckline shaping at the same time.
Yeah.
And that I have so much irregularity of when I do the shoulder and when I do the neck, etc. I think I'm going to use, I'm going to write it out so I'll know which line by line and I can just check it off.
Do you have Knit Companion? Knit Companion is brilliant that way because you can have 6 counters going at the same time.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. I was going to use that that chart from Coco Knits.
Yep.
Where it goes, line by line. I was thinking of using that.
I did the Coco Knits with my first 2 Francos, the graph paper at the end of the workbook.
Yes.
Brilliant. Do that. You'll be thrilled.
Yes, that's what I have printed out and ready to do it line by line. So my question is again, it's my understanding there's not any short rows for the back of the neck, like to lift the neck. But because of the way the front of the neck is shaped, is that going to work itself out? Is the back going to be kind of lifted up?
Yes, because the front is lower.
Short rows.
You don't need short rows to make them lower. It just is. You don't close the front after the back is already closed. So you're going from one side of the neck all the way around the back to the other side of the neck, and then turn and all the way back to the other side of the neck. So you're adding rows to the back when you're not adding any to the front.
Okay, good. Because I'm excited about knitting it, but the reality of 33 rows or whatever to 4 inches is really hitting home. And so
yes.
I have to start over.
So let me show you how nicely, because I put a label in mine so it really stands out.
Okay.
See how the back sits?
Oh, that's going to be wonderful.
That's how the back sits,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
is Jody Long, this stuff.
Mhm.
But see how it is higher.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's good. And
Just,
that's the saddle shoulder.
This is just the crew neck, that one. But the saddle's the same. Crew's it sits the same.
Well, I want to say that this dental floss is amazing as far as
I love them.
because yeah, you can just use them to your heart's content. I don't know how many I got, but I got a lot.
Well,
That was
they
a
come in
Cindy
like
thing.
packages of 500, I think. It is.
It's
It's
just
like
like the
500.
little
And
tiny
it is.
thing.
It's this little thing of like 500 little dental elastics.
My husband said, "Wow, we're going to have those all over the house too." Yeah,
And
they're everywhere. I know. He keeps going, "There's one of your marker things on the floor over there."
yeah, that's fun.
Well,
Get
I see
used
you're
to it.
using them a lot, and I need to warn you, you do have to cut them all off very carefully at the end.
Oh, true.
I
Right? That's
want,
going to be
yeah,
nerve-wracking.
when you cut them off, put your scissors in, put your, one part of the scissor into it and pull it up. Make sure there's no yarn with it, and then snip. And I'm tell you from personal experience, I once was just going in and snipping, and then I snipped through a piece of yarn when I was trying to snip the elastic. And it created a hole in the sweater, and I had a whole big repair job, to
Yeah.
unravel it and then do
Oh.
what's it called?
Kitchener.
The magic weave
Kitchener. Yeah.
Okay.
Kitchener. Yeah.
the Kitchener
Yes.
weave. I had to Kitchener weave them back together, and then
Oh my
it
goodness.
was a mess.
I know I have to be super careful, and I'm not taking any of this out until I try it on him. Make sure that we're doing.
Yeah, because it gives you a good sense of like where things are. So it's definitely a good idea.
You're doing the saddle shoulder, as I recall.
Yes.
And yeah. So have you gone from neckline to neckline yet? Have you gone around the ends? Have you picked up along the outer edges?
My next row is where I
don't pick up. You pick up on the side.
cast on, like I come across the right front shoulder and cast on 3 and then turn around and go back.
Oh, you've already picked them up on both sides of the
Yes.
shaft. Yeah, that's what I was wondering, actually. I was
Yes.
getting confused in my talk, but
No, you're fine. You're fine. And then I had to figure out how I wanted to manage all of the there's 4 shoulder points right here, because the magic loop wasn't working for me simply because my stitches are so tall, small and tight. It was getting too much tension stretching out where I had pulled the cord out, and
I've done 2 circs on that.
so I'm doing, while I can, I'm doing double points and then one all the way across the back
I see.
Yeah.
for that.
That should
Anyway,
be fine.
I'm so excited. Yes. So if you're up at like at 11 o'clock at night, you can think of me because I'm getting on it.
We've all been there.
It's amazing how innovative we all get when we have to do something different than taught.
Yes. So I'm super, super excited about it. And meanwhile, I'm still working on my Ewan sweater, and it's coming along nicely.
Ooh.
Oh, how
love
nice. Look at that.
That's pretty.
That is gorgeous.
Awesome.
So I haven't done the back yet. This is just the front. And this is working up. This feels like a blanket, a very lightweight blanket.
That's gorgeous. Is that alpaca?
Yes, it's a Rowan alpaca soft DK.
Yeah,
And
that's
then
lovely stuff.
the Rowan mohair, whatever it's called. And I picked up that yarn when a yarn shop was going out of business. Do you feel guilty buying their yarn at heavily discounted prices? You're like,
I get over it.
Take advantage of your going out of business.
Yeah, I get over it real quick.
Yeah.
Well, it's better than leaving them stuck with yarn that they can't use.
Right. You're
Oh my
selling it to
gosh.
me. You want my money? Here's my money. Give me
I'm
my
like, sure, I'm bargain yarn shopper to the heart.
I did 2 local yarn store closings this year in the past 3 months.
No, we should have a secret club where we let everyone know if there's a yarn shop closing. And we can all buy up the yarn, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Well,
anyway,
let that be a reminder to everyone to use your local yarn store so they don't go out of business.
Yes, so they
Yeah.
don't.
I always do try to support them and show up when I can to buy stuff because I need them there. You know?
This was a fatality of COVID.
Oh,
Sure. Yeah, COVID and an ice storm that caved in their roof for a little bit of time.
Oh my goodness.
They just weren't able to recover. Yeah.
That's tough.
Anyways.
So, Frank, I'm doing your second option of a sleeve where it goes down straight and then you increase more going down. I really like that.
Do you really?
Very nice. Good job.
Well, that was actually my first design for the sleeve. And all of my early sweaters had that shaped sleeve. And then somebody came along and said, you know, many times sleeves just taper all the way from the shoulder. So I thought, oh, well, I can calculate that too. And then I decided I wanted to switch to that as the primary one. The real difference is you can change the length of the sleeve if you change your mind and you've already written the pattern, because there's like 7 or 8 inches of straight sleeve before you start shaping, and you can make 6 inches or 8 inches or 10 inches. You can use that straight section to just adjust how long the sleeve is. So
yeah, no, I like it. I think
also.
I'll be happy with it.
Yeah. Well, let me know how it fits, because I like the sweaters I did that way also.
My 2 at a time sleeves, fun, loved it, completed them, ripped them out. Way too tight. I'm knitting way too tight on Magic Loop.
That's too bad.
Well, it's not my normal knitting. Normally I knit 2 needles at a time. So I think maybe if I get a longer cord Magic Loop, and I'll
don't have to use Magic Loop. You can use two needle technique.
2 circulars.
And I don't ladder when I do 2 circulars.
Well, just go ahead.
You could do 2 circulars with it. Yeah.
I think that's how I'm going to do it, is on 2 circulars. But I need different colors.
That would work fine.
I need different color cords. So
yeah,
because it always ends up being 1 needle instead of 2.
Yeah, the times I've tried it too, it's like, oh, I used the wrong point.
Yeah. I don't know if anybody's done this, but I was tempted, and I figured it out now. I'm okay to use 2 circulars, but at first I was thinking, it's like, do I just get some weird color of nail polish and put a little blob of nail polish on the 2 tips of one of them, and so I can tell them apart?
Right.
Yeah.
Anything. Well, I think it would crack.
I think it would stick to it, and it would be fine.
It wouldn't crack. Well, I don't know. I don't
know.
Nails,
I don't know.
So.
I don't either. But I mean, it's not gonna hurt them. And,
or if you use Sharpie, let the Sharpie dry.
Oh, that might be a good idea.
That might work. Like you got a green Sharpie and colored the tips green.
Yeah, I don't know if the Sharpie wouldn't.
I don't know.
Come off onto the yarn or whatever.
No, it's permanent. No, I don't think it would. I don't know.
Yeah, but it's sometimes
test it out. Let us know.
Well, because the needles
I don't have a
just,
problem with it. Mine works.
The needles are slightly different depending upon the brand, so you almost want the same brand.
Yeah.
But,
yeah.
So yeah, something to color the cord. I don't know.
Yeah, well, the time when I saw it done, it was for socks, and they had little special hand done wooden needles, and so the pairs were different colors because of the way that it was different little wood.
I don't do that on my socks, but I was doing it on but
on this, so I don't know. It's interesting. I don't know.
Yeah, somehow Magic Loop, the inner sleeve was getting stretched, and then the outer sleeve was very tight.
It was too tight.
So I'm like, okay, whatever. I'll try it again. But I'm happy with how it's going now. There's no ladders, no bunching, and one at a time.
Well, and 2 circulars is a great way to do it. I mean, it's easy, it's clean, it's stuff that you already have.
Yeah.
Has anybody knit with possum yarn?
Oh my goodness, no.
I didn't know there was such a thing.
Yeah, so the shop I go to on a Thursday, we have a knit meeting, and a lady came in with a jumper that she'd managed to snag on something, and it was possum and something else. I can't think what the other one was, but it was about 5 years old, this jumper, and it looked brand new. It hadn't pilled or anything at all, and it felt soft like cashmere when you touch it. It was really lovely.
Oh my goodness.
Their fur is so short.
Yeah.
But I think it has to be
I'm not
Australian
sure.
possum.
I think
different.
it is. It's Australian. I think it's a different animal from what we have here in the United States.
Yeah, it's not a
Because
U.S.
where
possum.
I had heard about the yarn, it was an Australian yarn. And I've never seen it here in the States, but people were talking about it and that it was for sale. I'm trying to think of what the place was that would ship it to you. It was one that Suzanne had talked about.
Oh, that's wild. Yeah, no, I mean, I was thrilled with this yak that, and it wasn't as expensive as you would think it would be, but it doesn't appear like it's going to pill as much. And it's so soft like cashmere. So, but I don't know. That's wild. Knitting with marsupial.
Absolutely beautiful. A beautiful jumper. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just found this website, which she's new, but she is in Australia. She's a shop owner, and she talked a lot about possum yarn. Apparently, she has several lines of it. Her website is called Thank You for Knitting.
Oh,
and her first podcast was like 17 whips that she has, and she's got possum yarn and a lot of the whips, etc. So you might want to check that out. It was a very informative podcast.
knitting.
It gives a lot of information.
Thank you.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you for knitting. I thought that was a neat name.
Yeah, that's fun.
Yeah.
I just wrote it down. Now, Frank, have you ever seen anyone do one of your sweaters in houndstooth?
Ooh, that'd be pretty.
No,
Because I think that's because I've wanted to figure a color work for one of your sweaters. I think that might be the one.
That would be delightful.
Wouldn't that be fun?
Yeah.
Are you saying crew neck?
Yeah, crew neck houndstooth, just black and white houndstooth.
I would
probably use the Barrico yarn because it's so. Barrico is like my go-to fallback on like workhorse yarn that you can afford, right? So, yeah, it just the thought, and I got it out of a Japanese pattern book where they actually did plaid in knitting. What?
That is so amazing. But they do, don't they
Do you have the book handy? Can you show us the book?
Duplicate stitch to get the plaid? I think I've heard that they do duplicate stitch to get the plaid, but
it's right here. This is
wow.
Oh, okay. That's beautiful.
Kazekobo's favorite colors.
Kasekobos, yeah. And then so they have a complete Argyle section. And then where was that? I was like, plaid, no way.
I would like that too. I would wear that to death.
Mm-hmm.
It's the book is on loan. Oh, here they are. And no,
Oh, you got to be kidding.
isn't that gorgeous?
How,
Yeah,
And
very
it's all
nice.
charted.
That's beautiful.
is it done in intarsia or what?
It's done in intarsia.
Oh, wow.
And I can see duplicate stitches make those yellow and white stripes, I bet.
That is just knit. That is not duplicate
It's not
stitch.
duplicate stitch.
No.
It looks like they're raised up above. Like
Yeah, they look like slip stitches.
These now
really.
it's absolutely in Japanese. So I think now it is when you look at the pictures up close, because of the horizontal lines, they're actually knit in. They're not duplicate stitched.
Right. No, but the vertical ones look duplicate stitched.
Yeah, they do.
But you're right. The horizontal ones are just knitted in.
They're knit in, right? So
That's
really
awesome.
cool.
Yeah.
And
that would be so much fun. Kind of.
And they're calling yeah, kind of, right? Complicated.
Until you want to do the duplicate stitches, and that takes you a
And
while.
there's the Houndstooth.
Yep, yep. I've wanted to do that
Oh.
so bad, and I never got to it.
Oh, wow.
And
Isn't that fun?
And that's
I
done with
love it.
stranded knitting, I assume.
This is stranded knitting,
Yeah.
and there's a whole section on different size houndstooth.
Oh,
So the actual knit fabric is on like closer to my face, and then the chart is closer to the binding.
oh, I
Okay.
see.
So there's an actual picture of the knit fabric,
And
and
then
then
the
there's the
chart
chart
go
right
on
next
it.
to it.
Oh,
Oh.
Yeah.
nice layout.
What a cool book. So yeah, there it is. Yeah. So I just I'm gonna try to work it out. 'Cause I just love Houndstooth.
Me
Cindy
too.
found a link to a book called
It's not it though.
Favorite Motifs, not Favorite Color.
Right. And it is the Kazekobo, but it's motifs and it's crochet. I
Oh,
thought,
okay.
Oh, it's crochet.
but it's
Oh.
not. Yeah, and I'm not finding one for the knit one, the favorite colors, which would be the knitting one. Sure.
Yeah, Arthur had
I
that book,
tried.
my neighbor. So
That's pretty amazing.
yeah, pretty cool stuff.
Did you just hear a jet go by?
No.
No,
No.
no.
That's amazing. I guess my microphone is unidirectional, and we have the Blue Angels here this week, and they practice, and then they're going to do their big show on Sunday
Oh, that's fun.
in San Francisco. But when they practice, it seems like they fly right over our house, and they just went by, and it was really
Yeah.
loud. Can't believe you didn't hear it.
Yeah.
We might get the Northern Lights tonight where I am.
Oh.
We've had them for the past 2 nights.
Yeah, 2 nights. Yeah, we have. Really nice.
They're
And the
beautiful.
comet.
Right.
We have
we
the
haven't
comet
seen
coming
them.
tonight, too.
Oh, neat.
Yeah.
So which comet is it, Walt?
They said this would be the first time we've seen it in 8,000 years.
Oh my
Oh my
goodness.
gosh.
Yeah.
Wow.
He says, and we'll never see it again. He says it's been taking centuries to fly here.
My goodness.
Oh,
So-
cool.
No one thinks anybody's living out there. Hmm.
No, not
Oh,
this. The yeah, that's it. All right, I found the link.
Sandra found it. Wow.
Okay, I went on to Amazon on what Cindy gave, and then I just hit the author's name, and he or she has several books, and that was one of them that showed up.
Yeah, pretty cool, huh?
Great.
Yeah.
I'll use tiny URL to make them short and put them in the put the links in the description of the video.
Okay,
Yeah.
but it's on Amazon, and you can get it. It looks like Kindle for $13 or something.
Yeah, I don't know if I want a Kindle version of this one because it's charted. But and it yeah, I don't know. I've taken a couple of copies, but I think I'm gonna buy the book so I can own it myself. It's got some really cool charts in
But
there.
it's not a cheap book. It's $45, almost $46.
Yeah, I don't know. My yarn books, I'm allowed.
Well,
You buy the husband a nice bottle of white, and I can get whatever book I want on Amazon.
Sumner, don't tell your secrets.
Oh, I know. He doesn't watch the Zooms. And he's working tonight. Don't tell. I am very lucky.
So I have a practical question. I'm just this season, it's my first time to knit with mohair. So it seems like it's going to shed, right? While I wear it. Will it eventually quit shedding, or how do you guys manage walking around in public with mohair shedding? Like, is that a thing? What is it?
It just goes with the program.
oh no.
I mean, is it going to shed
Gorgeous. It's lovely. But don't wear black with it. Don't wear black slacks.
Right.
And no one will know.
Yeah.
You just have to wear
You gotta
slacks.
match your colors.
Huh?
Match your colors. You know, wear slacks that are that
Yeah,
color.
wear
or
gray
skirts
slacks
that
or-
I have to wear
Yeah.
gray
Yeah.
flannel slacks.
Mhm.
That's it. Because I love mohair. I love it. I just love it. But
it does just shed.
and it won't stop.
Okay. I was hoping it stopped after a while.
No.
Does it pill?
Yes. And you got to get a cashmere comb.
We're on Amazon.
Any local yarn store should have a cashmere comb, but a cashmere comb will do it.
You're
Okay.
really selling, Sumner, you're really selling this as something nice.
Yeah.
Right. I don't think we're all going to rush out and buy cashmere right away now.
Well, a cashmere comb. It probably costs you $5 or $6.
Yeah, I know, but you're talking about shedding, having to take care of the pilling. And
But it's mohair.
combs.
It is what it is.
Not coming in this house.
We're talking about mohair. Not, I think I said cashmere, but we're talking about mohair, right?
Yeah, it's mohair.
Yeah.
It's lovely. But yeah, you definitely need a deep pilling comb. And
Okay.
they call them cashmere combs just because that's what they call them.
I see.
I wouldn't use, because they also sell these stones that you can use. I would not use those.
Yeah.
Those
I've
pumice
tried one of those.
stones,
They're terrible.
the
Like,
pumice stones tear
Yeah.
through. I don't like them.
yes. Not terrible. They're just rough.
Right. And those little machines that you get, I wouldn't use those because that'll just shave all your, and the whole idea of it is to have a nice loft.
Right.
So you want a cashmere comb.
So I don't know how well this is going to fare in my home because
It'll
we
do
don't
well.
even brush our dogs. So I don't know
No,
about the brushing my
You only
sweater.
have to do it once a season, twice a season.
Okay.
Depending upon. Nadam makes a nice cashmere comb that's affordable.
knot them.
Yeah.
Who else wants to show us what they're working on? Wow, I've never seen it so silent.
Well, we've all
We're
seen my
counting.
sweater.
We're counting.
This is my V-neck that I ripped the sleeves out of.
Ooh.
Oh.
Yes,
Oh, nice.
I really like it.
Mhm.
That is turning out so
Yes.
beautiful.
And this is because the last V-neck walked out the door because I don't have a V-neck anymore.
Well, you better put that under lock and key.
I'm throwing my name in it, just like the other one. You touch that, you're breaking your fingers. I finally have like three pairs of socks that are like staying in the house. I'll make socks, Jenny, and they go. They get stuck. I'm like, are you kidding me? That must happen to you because you make a lot of socks.
No, because I have small feet and I only make them to fit my feet. So they don't.
Yeah.
There you go. That's fun.
My socks don't go anywhere.
That's fun.
There we go. Okay.
So I've been having a go at entrelac.
Oh, entrelac. Oh, I love
Entrelacs.
Oh, beautiful.
Interlac. Oh, that's nice.
It's so beautiful, Jim.
Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's awesome.
Yeah. It's mind-boggling.
So I'm just on the last row before I try and work out the decreases for the crown of the hat. So the pattern is for knitted flat and seamed. But I've worked it out in the round, but I have to keep thinking the instructions. So I have to read the instructions for the decreases and see how that works in the round. But yeah, it's come nearly there now. So yeah.
Oh, it's lovely.
Yep.
Oh, that's terrific.
That lady lives in Long Island who wrote that book. Because I met her at a fair one day.
Which book are you talking about?
The Interlock.
Oh.
Yeah, so.
Well, I read an interesting story about a woman who was cleaning out her closets because she was moving, and she accidentally took a sack of 20 sweaters that she had hand knit to Goodwill.
Oh, wow.
All her other Goodwill.
Oh,
And
no.
when she realized it, she went back to Goodwill and she was able to find and buy back 3 of them.
Ah.
Oh, my goodness.
Can you believe it? No. No.
Wow.
Heart sickening. Yes. So she put out on Facebook, I guess, socially pleading for anybody. Don't you know how heartsick you would be?
Yeah, it's a lot.
Oh. It's just sickening. Yeah. And
What-
I thought, well, every knitter will just be dying when they read that, but someone else would be like, oh, that's too bad, but
Yeah.
the knitters will be going into heart attack. All right.
Yes.
Yeah.
I did worse than that when I moved house. I had a bag full of jumpers and sweaters and things, and a bag full of rubbish, and I threw the wrong one away at the tip.
Oh, God.
About a week later, when we were finally sort of unpacking, we just put a load of bags in the back room, and then when we started to sort, I thought it was a funny smell coming from that back room. And there was my bag of rubbish.
No.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Oh, no. Jim.
Never to be seen again.
Oh, my
no.
goodness. Oh, that's awful. Oh, I feel for you.
Did
What-
you go to therapy? Were you okay?
Yeah. Yeah.
She survived.
One of the ladies that I used to knit with, she's Scottish, and she knitted 7 iron Aran sweaters for her family, and they stacked them up on the shelf in the garage, and they went on vacation, and the sewer pipe busted on top of it, and every one of them were destroyed. You know, so she never, she said she'll never do a sweater for them again. So.
No.
And she did some heavy errands. So.
Yeah. Oh,
There's always a horror story somewhere.
Yes.
I'm making gloves for a gentleman in the senior center.
Oh,
Oh.
nice.
Oh, that's
Really?
nice.
That's nice.
But yeah, which is interesting. So
Yeah.
yeah, with fingers, which is even more interesting
Oh,
for
yeah.
me. So
Have you done gloves before, Wally?
I've done mittens, but I've never done fingered gloves. So
Yeah, see, I've done mittens where you
Yeah,
just have to do the
so-
thumb, but I've
so
never
it's-
done gloves either.
honestly, it's not as hard as I thought it would be. So
Yeah, gloves are
Oh,
pretty
that's
good. I've
good.
done
Yeah.
them a couple of times.
so as a matter of fact, I brought the one to the senior center, and I had him, put it on. He said, "Oh, where's the other one? Hurry up!" So so hey,
Oh,
That's
funny.
funny. Snap to it.
yeah. People do some very unusual things. There's a lady that's in the senior center, and she did it a half a sweater, and then she took the top of it and made it vertical for sleeves, and she uses it as a shawl.
Oh.
She puts the back of the sweater
that's
on,
cool.
and she puts the arms in front. I said, "Well, ain't that an interesting little thing?"
That's fun.
Yeah. So.
Interesting construction.
Mm.
Well, my double knitting for level 3 is still in timeout because I'm not happy with my tension and my fingers don't coordinate. But I had heard a thing that it was Shetland Wool Week, so I decided I have had a kit for like 5 years from Shetland Wool Week, and so I started.
Oh,
Here's what-
Cindy, that's beautiful.
So it's
Gorgeous.
turning out really,
Yeah.
really
Oh.
good.
Yeah.
Look
And I
at
figure
that.
it's good practice for when I have to do my Fair Isle project too.
Very
But
nice.
it's a
Wow.
lot of
It's
fun,
beautiful.
and it was nice to just do it. That there's no pressure on it. It's like the tension I feel is good. You know, my floats are good and kind of that sort of stuff. It's worked. This isn't blocked or anything yet, but it was just nice to just knit relaxing and not worry about it.
Mm.
It's somebody's
Enjoy
gonna
it.
grade you.
So it's like, okay, I'm just going to take a week and I'm just going to enjoy knitting again before I get back at it. So, I'm close. I have, I think like 12 more rows before
Wow.
I'm done.
Oh.
Nice.
And what is that
Yeah,
pattern's name? Is it
This
an
is
pattern?
Katie's cap. Katie, Katie apostrophe S cap. This was a pattern from Shetland Wool Week, like I said, 4 or 5 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's gorgeous.
And,
Don't we all
Thank
have
you.
stash?
well, this one was it came, I bought it at the
Yeah.
shop and it came with all the yarn in it in a little
Yeah.
jar. And so I had it and it's been sitting on the shelf and I've been thinking, it's like, oh, that's really cool. And then I heard it was like, oh, it's Shetland Wool Week, yay. So I'm like, okay, I have a project from Shetland Wool Week. I'm just going to do that.
Yeah, I have 24
hat, and
kits
it's
somewhere in my
little.
house.
It's a hat and it's little. And so, I've got a toy kit too. I've got one that I think it's a little lamb. I think it's a Franco Habit, the little lamb that maybe it's not. Is it a lamb or a sheep or what does he have?
Mhm.
It's one of those that I got the little, and I have not even cracked that one open. Wow.
Oh, God.
I think Franklin Habit and Alistair Post Quinn got their TKGA master in the same year. I think.
Really?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I think they got their masters in the same year.
Franklin hasn't been on YouTube recently either.
He's just been enjoying his time in Paris.
In France, I know.
Yeah, he lives. Yeah.
I am on his Patreon page, and he has a a workshop a visit with me in my workshop on Sundays.
Mm-hmm.
And he does that almost
Oh,
every week.
nice.
No, I have to go in there and look. It's a very interesting person.
Very
Yeah,
talented.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
extremely
really,
talented.
really
Yeah.
talented. Mhm.
Well, Frank, have you told us what you're working on?
Oh, I've just made more progress on my sweater. Let's see. I'll hold it right side up. Oh, let me spotlight myself. I always have trouble finding it. They move it around in the menu, apparently.
Mhm, they do.
Okay, so here's what I've got.
Look at that. That's nice.
Ooh.
And
That's gorgeous.
you've seen that, and I've done this far down. So
Oh, you're getting there.
Yeah.
Making a lot of
getting
progress
there.
on it. Mhm.
Yeah, so I added quite a few inches this week and just a few more to go, I think, before the ribbing. And then I have the sleeves and I'll be done. But as I
Just
mentioned,
like that.
I didn't make
You
it.
use
Yeah,
your
I didn't
your
make it in
special-
time to get in the to the deadline for this issue of Cast On magazine. So it will be in the next issue of Cast On magazine.
I was noticing, did you do your special crochet underneath your sleeves? I think I
Yes.
saw that on my Franco. I don't have it printed out here, but you offer a trick, right?
Well, I show how to do this crocheted cast on for the underarm.
Mhm.
It's a provisional cast on, so there are live loops there that you can then pick up later when you also pick up the stitches around the sleeve that are on they're
Mhm.
on a waist yarn that you doesn't show as much, but you can see it in there, I think.
So
Yeah, see the
it lets
waist
you know
yarn.
where the
So
stitches are.
that goes those go all the way 3/4 of the way around the sleeve, and then the underarm is live stitches held on this crocheted this
Oh,
cast on.
perfect.
So I have a video that shows how to do that crocheted cast on.
Okay.
So then you're doing all the sleeve stitches all the way around, all of those are live stitches.
They're all live.
stitches
You're not
live
doing
from the
any
top,
pickup.
and then you pick up.
Right.
And
It
it
just
just makes it so clean under the
Yeah.
arm.
Yeah, there's no seam, there's no seam even in the underarm. And so yeah,
Very
it's
good.
completely smooth connection. You can't tell that the sleeve was added after the body was done.
Woohoo. Okay. Hopefully I'm there, what, within 3 weeks?
Yeah, I bet you will be.
Mhm.
Yeah. Mhm.
How quiet.
Yeah.
What time is it in England right now, Jenny?
It's just gone 11:30 at night.
Oh boy.
Oh, wow. How
You're
do
a
you
night
stay
owl?
awake?
Yeah.
If I start snoring, just ignore me.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And then you must remind me when your clocks go back, because
Oh,
I think they go
yes.
for a different week to ours. So I need to be mindful and work that out. Yes.
You
That's
guys don't
sometime this
have
month,
that?
isn't it? Oh, no, they don't. They don't have daylight savings.
Yeah.
We
I
do,
just
but
learned-
I'll go back on a different week to yours.
What's that?
So we have our clocks do go back, but not the same weekend as
Oh,
yours.
it's at a different time. I see.
Yes, yes. So for 1 week, I'm either at 9:30 or 11:30 or something. Anyway, 1 week I'm an hour out, and I have to bear that in mind. So
I just looked it up, and usually ours ends like before Halloween, before the end of October. But this year
This
it
year.
ends November 3rd.
Oh,
So it's that
Yeah.
Sunday, November 3rd is when ours ends.
And they were supposed to end it, but nothing ever happened with it.
they talk about that every year.
I know. I wish they would end
I
it.
know.
Every year they say, "Oh, let's plan to end it."
Right.
Everybody wants
They
to
can't-
end it.
They
We don't
can't
want
get
to do
nothing
this anymore.
together.
I hate it. Just to
We
be
all
clear.
we all
It's kind of
hate
like
it.
just pick a time, anytime. It
Yeah.
doesn't matter.
It
My
does.
friend in Florida doesn't change the clocks at all. It says doesn't matter to him. So
There you go.
says just because it's an hour wrong, I don't care. So
I do still have to show up to work, so I have to.
That doesn't work if you've got to go to a meeting
Yeah, gotta go to work.
or meet somebody for coffee at a certain time and you're an hour late or an hour early.
Well,
Oh, I did get a new coffee machine.
Ah,
I wonder if it figures out the time. Some things change automatically, and then other
Yeah.
things don't.
Yeah.
We had a car that didn't change, and
No.
it drove me crazy, and I couldn't figure out how to do it. And finally, I just took a piece of electrical tape and stuck it over the thing for half a year. I kid you not. It made me so irritated.
Yeah, my
I was
car
like,
changes
pushing all these
automatically.
buttons, doing all this. It's like, I can't stand it. I can't figure it out. I was trying to follow the manual. There was too many steps. I just put a piece of tape over it. Like, I'll just wear a watch.
Well, I let the meeting run a little bit over since we got a late start due to my being late and then having technical difficulties and having to start the meeting over. Anyway, it's been about 60 minutes almost, so I think it's time to say goodbye for another week.
Yep.
Thank you all
right.
for coming.
Have a
I really
nice
appreciate it.
bye. Have
Bye,
a nice
Frank.
weekend.
Bye-bye.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.